Hey guys, back after a long week to share my portfolio here. And if you remember last week, I was down pretty big, and then in just 7 days, I am back up pretty big. So it's crazy how much the market can be volatile. A lot has happened in the last week. There was the Trump tariffs with China and Mexico. Those have eased a little bit. The one with Mexico has basically been resolved. And then the Federal Reserve has also announced that they would step in case the markets went sour and lower interest rates. So that really increased a lot of investors' confidence in the markets. And as a result, a lot of stocks went way up. And I was a little hesitant. I thought it was kind of fool's gold because I was afraid that Trump would still hit Mexico with those tariffs. So that's why I was a little reluctant to be putting money in there. But then on Friday, he announced that they basically came to an agreement. So I definitely have some money on the sidelines that I'm waiting to invest. I definitely could have bought some stocks at a discount, but I was wrong and they were able to find a resolution. But we'll see how long this peace treaty basically lasts. So as you can see, up today, $22. Past week has been insane, up almost $300. Past month, about the same. And past 3 months, up $170. So definitely pretty good. Of course, that doesn't include all the dividends I've been receiving. And as always, guys, all I ask is if you guys really like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, like it. Let me know how you're doing and what you think of my portfolio. And of course, subscribe. I'm really close to 100 subscribers, and it would mean so much to me to hit that number. So first stock, actually before I even do the first stock, we're going to look at this one stock that has been really talked about on the YouTube community, Beyond Meat. Looks like it, I don't really know much about this company, but looks like it really shot up to 176 here, and then today it just dropped hard, down 20% in a day, day after it went up 20%. So you always got to watch out for stocks like this. People will be going crazy over it. Just IPO'd, so this really shows how volatile these kind of stocks can be. So I obviously don't own that. Definitely does not meet my criteria. But stock that I do own is AbbVie, which still seems to be fluctuating where it was in the last week. So this might finally be the price point where it kind of, settles. Obviously, a lot of volatility earlier in the year because of its Humira patent expiring, and investors are definitely very scared. I'm down pretty big on this position, but great thing about AbbVie is it pays about a 5% dividend, which is pretty great. United Health, this is another stock that will be very volatile up until the 2020 elections because we don't know how healthcare in America will continue to function, especially based on who gets elected here. So I will be holding on to the stock for the long term. It makes up a pretty big percentage of my portfolio, and this is definitely very volatile recently. Starbucks, this stock has just continued to rise. I'm definitely thinking of adding to this position, but it just seems so overvalued. And, at this point, I might just buy into it, because I definitely believe in it in the long run. I'm up huge on this position, 65%. JP Morgan, another pretty volatile stock, has been fluctuating all over the hundreds. Very receptive to how the economy does in general. But again, a very large bank and pays a very nice dividend. So definitely one to hold for the long term there. FedEx, this stock just continues to plummet. And who knows, maybe it'll recover, but a lot of issues with them going on, but still a very large company, so we'll hold on to them for the long term. Otter Tails, utilities company here, not much movement there. Boeing has had a lot of bad press with their Boeing 737 MAX, and we'll see how they do in the future. But again, this is such a hard industry to enter, the aerospace industry. That's where Boeing has a very huge advantage. People will still need to be flying on airplanes, and they will be using Boeing in the future. We'll see how much of this people remember 5 years from now. Pays a pretty solid dividend. And I was up huge on this position at one point. So it was up in the 440 area. So it's definitely taken a huge crash since then. Definitely fluctuating on my gains and losses with this stock. Pepsi, this stock has been just a rocket ship, really, ever since I've owned it, up 30%. Definitely one of those stocks that it's very integral in terms of they make so many food products and drink products. Definitely will always need PepsiCo products. 3M. Now, it looks like 3M starting to slowly recover here. It was at the downwards of the 160s. Now seems to be almost back into the 170s. I bought another share at 175. Probably should have waited, but down a little bit on this position. But, you know, they've been a dividend king, 60 straight years of dividend increases and payouts. So definitely I'm not losing any sleep over 3M. Southern, a very nice utilities company, continues to rise. Verizon, telecommunications company, still up on this position, doesn't really move much, pays a very nice dividend. That's the real reason why investors love it. Store, a REIT that Warren Buffett owns, the only REIT that he actually owns, and still doing solid on this position. Microsoft, what a great company this is, up $185 on this. I try to add a position to this every couple months. Definitely sleep very well knowing I own Microsoft as well, the largest company in the world. MPW, another REIT that specializes in leasing the land that medical facilities operate on, such as hospitals. Iron Mountain, definitely one that has really been hit hard here recently. Past 3 months, down 10%. Was thinking of selling this very soon, but I'll just keep on to it, collect the very nice dividend, around 7%, and then we'll be selling off later. ExxonMobil, always very volatile to the price of gas here. So I bought another share. When did I buy that? I think I bought it around the $74 mark, so it looks like it's back up over that. One of the largest oil companies in the world. MasterCard, this is another one that I have my eyes on. Just continues to climb up and up. I made a video about them, bought it around 221. Really want to buy more shares into this, but I'm trying to find a good price point. CSX and UNP, my two railroad stocks, continue to do well here. UNP seems to be down a little bit in the last month, but still up on this position as well. Reality Income, this is another great stock. Doesn't seem to have moved much in the last 3 months, but of course this is a monthly dividend company. You'll still get 22 cents every share you own for Reality Income. Visa, this really has climbed a lot in the last week, 170. This and MasterCard, I think they are quite overvalued, but still great companies, I think, to own for the future. So hard to project their future growth into these stock prices. That's why there's so much volatility and people think they are overpriced. Facebook, slightly back up on them, or down 54 cents overall. Might be selling this once I hit the 1 year mark to buy another company that just pays out dividends more on a monthly basis. Apple, looks like this has really rebounded as well. Of course, they do a lot of business in China and internationally. Good stock to hold there. Equinix, this just took off as well in the last week, up $20. I'm up huge on this position in just a small amount of time. Definitely one that a lot of investors on YouTube probably never even heard of. I think I'm the only one that actually owns this stock, but it has if you go to its actual buy, hold, sell, it has a very high percentage of people, analyst ratings, saying to buy. And then we have Disney here at $136 right now. It seems to be down a little bit today. Huge media conglomerate company. Definitely want to add more shares to this, but I broke down what industry a lot of my stocks belong to, and media is a lot more than I thought it was. So I might hold off on Disney until I get other industries into more favorable positions. This is a stock I've never went over before in my portfolio, and that is Intel. I own 3 shares of them, have owned them for quite a while now, really ever since I started investing. This is a stock that's really been down in the $44 range, and been thinking about adding another share to this, but really people have been torn apart. As you can see here, people recommending you either buy, hold, and sell, really just straight down the line there. So want to know what you guys think. Should I add another share of Intel? Has a very good balance sheet, has a good name reputation, pays out a solid dividend, low dividend payout ratio, and then kind of the big con to it is that they are losing a lot of market share to NVIDIA and its other competitors, AMD. So I don't know if I should hold on to this and buy another share, or if I'm just happy with the 3 shares I have now. Let me know what you guys are doing. It's kind of going to do it for the portfolio. As you can see, in the time that I made this video, went up about $4, but we'll see how the rest of today plays out. As always, guys, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel.